This is week 35, day 7 of the Bible in a Year podcast. This week, we'll be reading from the MSG version.
We are Vanessa and Sharone, and we'll be your readers today. Jeremiah 38, From the Dungeon to the Palace. Shephatiah, son of Matan, Gedaliah, son of Pashur, Jehukal, son of Shelemiah, and Pashur, son of Malchijah, heard what Jeremiah was telling the people, namely, this is God's message. Whoever stays in this town will die, will be killed or starve to death or get sick and die. But those who go over to the Babylonians will save their necks and live. And God's sure word. This city is destined to fall to the army of the king of Babylon. He's going to take it over. These officials told the king, please kill this man. He's got to go. He's ruining the resolve of the soldiers who are still left in the city, as well as the people themselves by spreading these words. This man isn't looking after the good of this people. He's trying to ruin us. King Zedekiah caved in. If you say so, go ahead, handle it your way. You're too much for me. So they took Jeremiah and threw him into the cistern of Malchijah, the king's son, that was in the courtyard of the palace guard. They lowered him down with ropes. There wasn't any water in the cistern, only mud. Jeremiah sank into the mud. Ebed-Melech, the Ethiopian, a court official assigned to the royal palace, heard that they had thrown Jeremiah into the cistern. While the king was holding court in the Benjamin Gate, Ebed-Melech went immediately from the palace to the king and said, My master, O king, these men are committing a great crime in what they're doing, throwing Jeremiah the prophet into the cistern and leaving him there to starve. He's as good as dead. There isn't a scrap of bread left in the city. So the king ordered Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, Get 3 men and pull Jeremiah the prophet out of the cistern before he dies. Ebed-Melech got 3 men and went to the palace wardrobe and got some scraps of old clothing, which they tied together, lowered down with ropes to Jeremiah in the cistern. Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian called down to Jeremiah, Put these scraps of old clothing under your armpits and around the ropes. Jeremiah did what he said, and so they pulled Jeremiah up out of the cistern by the ropes, but he was still confined to the courtyard of the palace guard. Later, King Zedekiah sent for Jeremiah the prophet and had him brought to the third entrance of the temple of God. The king said to Jeremiah, I'm going to ask you something. Don't hold anything back from me. Jeremiah said, If I told you the whole truth, you'd kill me, and no matter what I said, you wouldn't pay any attention anyway. Zedekiah swore to Jeremiah right there, but in secret. As sure as God lives, who gives us life, I won't kill you, nor will I turn you over to the men who are trying to kill you. So Jeremiah told Zedekiah, This is a message from God, God of the angel armies, the God of Israel. If you will turn yourself over to the generals of the king of Babylon, you will live. This city won't be burnt down, and your family will live. But if you don't turn yourself over to the generals of the king of Babylon, the city will go into the hands of the Chaldeans, and they'll burn it down. And don't for a minute think there's any escape for you. King Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, But I'm afraid of the Judeans, who have already deserted to the Chaldeans. If they get hold of me, they'll rough me up good. Jeremiah assured him, They won't get hold of you. Listen, please, listen to God's voice. I'm telling you this for your own good so that you live. But if you refuse to turn yourself over, this is what God has shown me will happen. Picture this in your mind. All the women still left in the palace of the king of Judah, led out to the officers of the king of Babylon, and as they're led out, they are saying, They lied to you and did you in, those so-called friends of yours, and now you're stuck, about knee-deep in mud, and your friends, where are they now? They'll take all your wives and children and give them to the Chaldeans, and you, don't think you'll get out of this. The king of Babylon will seize you and then burn the city to the ground. Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, Don't let anyone know of this conversation if you know what's good for you. If the government officials get wind that I've been talking with you, they may come and say, Tell us what went on between you and the king, what you said and what he said. Hold nothing back and we won't kill you. If this happens, tell them, I presented my case to the king so that he won't send me back to the dungeon of Jonathan to die there. And sure enough, all the officials came to Jeremiah and asked him. He responded as the king had instructed. So they quit asking. No one had overheard the conversation. Jeremiah lived in the courtyard of the palace guards until the day that Jerusalem was captured.
Jeremiah 39. Bad news, not good news. In the ninth year and 10th month of Zedekiah king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came with his entire army and laid siege to Jerusalem. In the 11th year and 4th month, on the ninth day of Zedekiah's reign, they broke through into the city. All the officers of Babylon came and set themselves up as a ruling council from the middle gate. Nergal-Sharezer of Samagar, Nebuz-Shaban, the Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, the Rabmag, along with all the officials of the king of Babylon. When Zedekiah, king of Judah, and his remaining soldiers saw this, they ran for their lives. They slipped out at night on a path in the king's garden, through the gate between two walls, and headed for the wilderness, toward the Jordan Valley. The Babylonian army chased them and caught Zedekiah in the wilderness of Jericho. They seized him and took him to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, at Riblah in the country of Hamath. Nebuchadnezzar decided his fate. The king of Babylon killed all the sons of Zedekiah in Riblah right before his eyes, and then killed all the nobles of Judah. After Zedekiah had seen the slaughter, Nebuchadnezzar blinded him, chained him up, and then took him off to Babylon. Meanwhile, the Babylonians burned down the royal palace, the temple, and all the homes of the people. They leveled the walls of Jerusalem. Nebuzaradan, commander of the king's bodyguard, rounded up everyone left in the city, along with those who had surrendered to him, and herded all to exile in Babylon. He didn't bother taking the few poor people who had nothing. He left them the land of Judah to eke out living as best they could in the vineyards and fields. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave Nebuzaradan, captain of the king's bodyguard, special orders regarding Jeremiah. Look out for him. Make sure nothing bad happens to him. Give him anything he wants. So Nebuzaradan, chief of the king's bodyguard, along with Nebuchadnezzar, the Rabsaris, Nergal-Sharezer, the Rabmag, and all the chief officers of the king of Babylon, sent for Jeremiah, taking him from the courtyard of the royal guards and putting him under the care of Gedaliah, son of Hakam, the son of Saphan, to be taken home, and he was able to live with the people. Earlier, while Jeremiah was still in custody in the courtyard of the royal guards, God's message came to him. Go and speak with Abimelech, the Ethiopian. Tell him, God of the angel armies, the God of Israel says, listen carefully. I will do exactly what I said I would do to the city. Bad news, not good news. When it happens, you will be there to see it. But I'll deliver you on the doomsday. You won't be handed over to those men whom you have good reason to fear. Yes, I'll most certainly save you. You won't be killed. You'll walk out of there safe and sound because you trusted me, God's decree.
Jeremiah 40. Go and live where you wish. God's message to Jeremiah after Nebuzaradan, captain of the bodyguard, set him free at Ramah. When Nebuzaradan came upon him, he was in chains, along with all the other captives from Jerusalem and Judah who were being herded off to exile in Babylon. The captain of the bodyguard singled out Jeremiah and said to him, your God pronounced doom on this place. God came and did what he had warned he'd do because you all sinned against God and wouldn't do what he told you. So now you're all suffering the consequences. But today, Jeremiah, I'm setting you free, taking the chains off your hands. If you'd like to come to Babylon with me, come along. I'll take good care of you. But if you don't want to come to Babylon with me, that's just fine too. Look, the whole land stretches out before you. Do what you want. Go and live wherever you wish. If you want to stay home, go back to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan. The king of Babylon made him governor of the cities of Judah. Stay with him and your people, or wherever you'd like to go, it's up to you. The captain of the bodyguard gave him food for the journey and a parting gift and sent him off. Jeremiah went to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, at Mizpah, and made his home with him and the people who were left behind in the land. Take care of the land. When the army leaders and their men who had been hiding out in the fields heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, as governor of the land, putting him in charge of the men, women, and children of the poorest of the poor who hadn't been taken off to exile in Babylon, they came to Gedaliah at Mizpah. Ishmael, son of Nathaniah, Johanna, and Jonathan, the sons of Kareah, Sariah, son of Tahumeth, the sons of Ephi, the Netophathite, and Jazniah, the son of the Makathite, accompanied by their men. Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, promised them and their men, "You have nothing to fear from the Chaldean officials. Stay here on the land, be subject to the king of Babylon. You get along just fine. My job is to stay here in Mizpah and be your advocate before the Chaldeans when they show up. Your job is to take care of the land, make wine, harvest the summer fruits, press olive oil, store it all in pottery jugs, and settle into the towns that you have taken over." The Judeans who had escaped to Moab, Ammon, Edom, and the other countries heard that the king of Babylon had left a few survivors in Judah and made Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, governor over them. They all started coming back to Judah from all the places where they'd been scattered. They came to Judah and to Gedaliah at Mizpah and went to work gathering in a huge supply of wine and summer fruits. One day, Jehonan, son of Kiriah, and all the officers of the army who had been hiding out in the back country came to Gedaliah at Mizpah and told him, "You know, don't you, that Baalis, king of Ammon, has sent Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, to kill you?" But Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, didn't believe them. Then Johanna, son of Kira, took Gedaliah aside privately in Mitzvah. "Let me go and kill Ishmael, son of Nathaniah. No one needs to know about it. Why should we let him kill you and plunge the land into anarchy? Why let everyone you've taken care of be scattered and what's left of Judah destroyed?" But Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, told Johanan, son of Kahira, "Don't do it. I forbid it. You're spreading a false rumor about Ishmael."
Psalm 74. You walked off and left us and never looked back. God, how could you do that? We're your very own sheep. How can you stomp off in anger? Refresh your memory of us. You bought us a long time ago, your most precious tribe. You paid a good price for us, your very own Mount Zion. You actually lived here once. Come and visit the site of disaster. See how they've wrecked the sanctuary. While your people are at worship, your enemies barged in, brawling and scrawling graffiti. They set fire to the porch. Axes swinging, they chopped up the woodwork, beat down the doors with sledgehammers, then split them into kindling. They burn your holy place to the ground, violated the place of worship. They said to themselves, "We'll wipe them all out and burn down all the places of worship." There's not a sign or symbol of God in sight, nor anyone to speak in his name. No one who knows what's going on. How long, God, will barbarians blaspheme? Enemies curse and get by with it? Why don't you do something? How long are you going to sit there with your hands folded in your lap? God is my king from the very start. He works salvation in the womb of the earth. With one blow, you split the sea in two. You made mincemeat of the dragon tannin. You lopped off the heads of the Leviathan, then served them up in a stew for the animals. With your finger, you opened up springs and creeks and dried up the wild flood waters. You own the day, you own the night. You put stars and sun in place. You laid out the four corners of the earth, shaped the seasons of summer and winter. Mark and remember, God, all the enemy taunts, each idiot desecration. Don't throw your lambs to the wolves. After all we've been through, don't forget us. Remember your promises, the city in the darkness, the countryside violent. Don't leave the victims to rot in the streets. Make them a choir that sings your praises. On your feet, O God, stand up for yourself. Do you hear what they're saying about you? All the vile obscenities? Don't you know their malicious filth, the brawling invective that never lets up?
Psalm 79. God, barbarians have broken into your home, violated your holy temple, left Jerusalem a pile of rubble. You've served up the corpses of your servants as carrion foods for birds of prey. Threw the bones of your holy people out to the wild animals to gnaw on. They dumped out their blood like buckets of water. All around Jerusalem, their bodies were left to rot unburied. We're nothing but a joke to our neighbors, graffiti scrawled on the city walls. How long do we have to put up with this, God? Do you have it in for us for good? Will your smoldering rage never cool down? If you're going to be angry with the pagans who care nothing about you, or your rival kingdoms who ignore you. They're the ones who ruined Jacob, who wrecked and looted the place where he lived. Don't blame us for the sins of our parents. Hurry up and help us. We're at the end of our rope. You're famous for helping. God, give us a break. Your reputation is on the line. Pull us out of this mess. Forgive our sins. Do what you're famous for doing. Don't let the heathen get by with their snares. Where's your God? Is he out to lunch? Go public and show the godless world that they can't kill your servants and get by with it. Give groaning prisoners a hearing. Pardon those on death row from their doom. You can do it. Give our jeering neighbors what they have coming to them. Let their God taunts boomerang and knock them flat. Then we, your people, the ones you love and care for, will thank you over and over and over. We'll tell everyone we meet how wonderful you are, how praiseworthy you are. This is the word of the Lord. Amen. Remember to check out our website, Biayl.Project.com, for more information. See you again tomorrow. Blessings.